Welcome back to IOTA Virtual Learning. Here is your Shitu. In this video, we are breaking down vectors in a plane, a vital WAEC, NECO, and JAMB topic. We will explore vector notation, magnitudes, directions, addition, subtraction, and scalar and multiplication of vectors. So let's begin. Alright, so we have the first question here under vector. Question 1. If vector A equals 3, 4, what is the magnitude of vector A? So now you can see that the A is bold. So which is what? Which is representing, this A is bold, which is representing the vector. That's why it is bold. Alright, so we now have to ask, we are asked to find the magnitude of vector A. Now, so this vector can also be written as this, which is equals to 3i plus 4j. You can have it like that, where you are going to be having I component and j component, and they can as well write it as this as we are given in the question. So which this is coming from I component and this is from j component. Alright, so just take note of that. So irrespective of any way, and also they can write it like this for you. Maybe have something like this. We are going to have 3, 4. So anything or anyone you see like this, it's still the same thing. Do you understand? All right. So now the magnitude itself, when they ask us to find the magnitude of A, is represented as this. Let me use another letter instead of what? Instead of A. Let me use B because it is A that is given to us. So this is going to be this magnitude of what? S squared plus what? Plus Y squared. So where did we see S squared plus Y squared? For example, we have what? We have the vector B, and vector B is like this. We have xi then plus yj. So therefore, the magnitude of this, okay, is going to be what? Is going to be the square, the sum of the squares of the coefficient of I and j, which is what we have, here. Understood? So therefore, we are going to take this A. We have A is going to be, the x is going to be 3. The x part, you can see this one can be like my x and y here. So s3 squared plus what? Plus 4 squared, then the square root. Understood? We're going to have A. We put this. This is absolute value, or we call it magnitude, and this is going to be 3 squared will give us 9 plus 4 squared is what? Is 16. So now from there, so we're going to have the magnitude of A is going to be 9 plus 16. That will give us what? Root of 25. So from there, what is the root of 25? That is what? 5. So now we have what? We have the magnitude to be 5. And that is what we have here. Question number 2. If a vector A equals 2, minus 3, and vector B equals 1, 4, what is the A plus B? So I told you that when you have it bold like this, okay, so that is bold like this. So that is a vector. All right. So, and I told you that the vector is given in this form. We are giving the vector like this in the form 2, minus 3, which is same thing as what? Which same thing as having 2i then minus 3 what? Minus 3j. So I would like us to represent it in this form. All right. Okay. So now from there, and also we are giving B. B is what? B is 1, 4, which can be 1I, right, plus 4 what? Plus 4j. Okay, so now the next thing they ask us to find is to find the a plus b. That is, how can we add these two together? So if you want to add these two together, a, that is vector a plus vector b, is going to be 2 what? 2I minus 3j. Okay, you are going to add the components together. That is, the corresponding component. You're going to have 1I here, okay, then plus 4j here. So we're going to do addition, add this together. So now 2I plus 1I, so that will give us 3I. Okay, then minus, so minus 3j plus 4j, that will give us plus what? Plus j, which is same thing as 1 what? 1j. Are you getting it now? So we have it to be like this. But because the question is given to us in matrix form, so this is going to be 3 is coming from I, and the next one is going to be 1. We're just going to write the coefficient down, and we have this. So now from there, so looking at this, we look at this, that option B is what is the solution. If you look at our options here, you can see that we have this to be the solution. All right, so thank you. Question number 3. If vector P is 2I plus 3j and vector Q is 3I plus 5j, and we have vector R to be I plus j, the question asks us to find this. That is 2P plus Q then plus 3R. All right, so what are we going to do? So we are asked to find 2P plus Q then plus 3R. So what you need to do, you know that these are vectors. These are vectors. That's why I'm putting this arrow there. Okay. So now, what we're going to do here is that we are going to multiply these two. What is our P? The P is given to be 2I, okay, minus 3j, right? Then plus, what is Q? The Q is 3I plus 5j, okay. Then what is R? We're going to have plus 3 multiplied by, or into brackets, R is I plus what? Plus j. Now, so let's try to expand this. So 2 times I, 2 times I, are you getting it? So we're going to have 2 times 2I, we have 4I. We're going to have 4I here minus this times this, okay? That will be what? That will be minus 6j, right? So plus 3I plus 5j, okay, then plus this, we multiply this, we also multiply this, okay. So we're going to have plus 3I then plus 3j. So now what are we going to do now? So we are going to collect the lighter and take all the ones with I together and the one with j together. So therefore we're going to have what? All the one with I. So we have 4, then we have 4, we have this, this, and this. We are going to bring them together. So that will be 4 plus 3i plus 3, then plus what? Plus 3. Then we put i here. Then we have what? J plus, I will pick 5. I will pick 3. Then I put the minus 6 to the back. Then I have J. So now let's simplify further. So 4 plus 3 plus 3, that will give us 10 what? We have 10 high. Then plus 5 plus 3 is what? 5 plus 3, 8. 8 minus 6, that will give us 2. We have 2j. Alright. So we have what? We have the 2p plus q okay, plus 3r is equals to 10i plus 2j. And let's check the options and see whether we are right. So from the option, we have 10i plus 2j. So from the option, we can see that we have the option A to be the solution to the problem. All right. So question number 4, find the unit factor in the direction of vector. So we have this is the vector. We have the vector here. You have the vector. Okay. Find the unit vector in the direction of v equals 3i plus 4j, and we have these options here. All right. So how are we going to do it? They mention a unit vector. So what do you understand by unit vector? So now we have the formula for finding the unit vector. So for example, let's say we have a as the vector, then we need to know the unit vector of A. The unit vector of A is going to be the vector itself, then divided by the magnitude of what? The magnitude of the vector A. So this is the formula that we are going to be using. So which means if you want to find the unit vector, so you need to get the magnitude. Okay, so we have to find this magnitude. So the magnitude here now, the magnitude of vector v, that is v. So if you want to write the v in terms of this now, okay, so that's going to be v, that is this cap is showing the magnitude, I mean it's showing the unit, then equals v over magnitude of v. So now how do we get the magnitude of v now? So to get the magnitude of v magnitude is going to be the square root of, what are the coefficients of I and j? We have 3, that will be 3 squared plus what? Plus 4 squared. So from here we're going to have 3 squared plus 4 squared, we're going to have this to be 9 plus what? 16. Understood? Then 9 plus 16, we're going to have this to be, we have what? 25. Then we have the magnitude to be 5. So the magnitude of vector v is 5. So if the magnitude of vector v is 5, so that is telling us that to get the unit vector is going to be the A itself. Sorry, we are not using A, is v. V, the unit vector of v is going to be, the v itself is 3i plus 4, because this is it here. These are v. So 3i plus 4j. So you're going to write it out. So we have 3i plus 4 plus 4j, then divided by, what is the unit vector we got? The unit, I mean the magnitude. The magnitude of vector v is what? Is 5. Is 5, which is what we have here. Okay, so we are going to put it there. So we are going to have put 5 here. So therefore we have v is going to be 3i, then divided by 5, then plus 4j divided by what? Divided by 5. So now this is the solution to the problem. We have the unit vector of v to be 3i over 5 plus 4 over 5j. So now let's check the options given. Do we have anything like this? 3 over 5i plus 4 over 5j. So when you look at that, we see that we have what? We have the option what? Option B to be the solution. Option B to be the solution. So that's what we have. So now question 5. Which of the following is a zero vector? We have these options here. So firstly, if you want to know the zero vector, So what do you understand by zero vector? So now the zero vector has no direction and no magnitude. All right, so note here that so a zero vector has no direction and no magnitude. So now looking at the options that is given to us, so we can see that the one that is zero vector is the one with 0, 0, and you have a is a that we have 0, 0, 0. So it has no magnitude, it doesn't have any direction. So therefore we are going to pick this option A. So option A is what is the zero vector. The zero vector has no direction and no magnitude. All right. Question 6. Two vectors A, 3 component K component, and B, that is vector B, 6 component and 4 component are parallel. Find the value of K. First of all, I said we should always write it like this. This A is like 3I, okay, then plus what? Plus K. All right, and we have what? We have the second one, which is B, is 6 what? 6I, then plus what? Plus 4J. That is K what? KJ here, because they said KJ. All right, so what are we going to do here? So when two vectors are parallel, so one of the properties is that A must be equals to K, B. So what am I saying here? What I'm saying here is that if two vectors, note, good, if two vectors are parallel, so definitely one is scalar multiple, one is a scalar multiple, is a scalar multiple of the other. So what am I saying? So when you look at this, let's look at this, you can see that we have what we have. A is 3I plus KJ, and we have what? And we have B completely. So you can see that we can rewrite this as when we try to factorize 2 out of from this space, you see that we're going to have what? We're going to have 2. We're going to have 2 outside. We're going to have 3I and plus what? Plus 2J. Are you getting it now? So you can see now that what is multiplying this, since we now have, since A is now what? Is now parallel, definitely we are going to be having K what? KB. Are you getting it now? So looking at this now, so what do you think? So we are going to be having what? We're going to be having our K here to be 2, according to what we are giving, which is scalar. Then we have B. B is going to be 3I plus 2 what? Plus 2J. So then what is our A? The A is 3I plus KJ. So you see that trying to compare this now, you see that if you compare these two together, if you compare this KJ, if you compare this and this now, so you see that we can now see that our K is what? K is 2. All right, so the K we are looking for is 2. So that's what? 2. I get it now. So we have K to be 2, and that is what? That's the solution we are looking for. Let's check the option. So we can see that we have option B to be what? To be 2. So that is the solution. That's a wrap on vectors. So I want you to keep in mind, use coordinates carefully whenever you are giving coordinates. So coordinate is something like this you are giving. Okay, so use it carefully whenever you are giving. Understand magnitudes and directions. Practice vector addition and scalar multiplication. Thank you. Bye.